back.
And we're back!
And we're back.
Well, fine. If you want to lead this introduction, then you can do it, Andrew. Go on, introduce the series.
Hello.
Hi.
You can do it, Andrew. I believe in you.
Now Andrew's like, no, screw you.
You'll have to use reverse psychology
Hello and
on
welcome
me, Alan.
back to the No.
Hey.
Hello and
That's-
welcome to, what is it, Wednesdays with TJ. How are you all doing today? We left off after a long hike with TJ and
We've also got a
And
set
Chase.
now.
Huh?
Yeah.
TJ and Chase.
Did you literally just
Chase
start
kept on
me?
looking at TJ in a mildly sexual way the whole time. And, actually, no. And then some horror shit happened in a diner. There we go.
Huh.
Exactly. All right. Either
I mean,
way.
that sums it up, right?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, this is Jenna's line, so.
Apparently no one can get in touch with him.
Jenna leans back against the dresser, running a brush through the fur on her neck and head, still a little damp from the shower. Did they try his landline? Maybe he just muted his phone. He sleeps in like every day. Jenna shrugs.
I'm gonna assume that they have.
So no one told him he was gonna have a party? Jenna turns around and leans towards the mirror above the dresser, brushing away loose fur.
It's a surprise party, right?
I guess. It's just that it's not really his birthday. Jenna sighs.
It's just an excuse to do something in this shitty town.
I see Jenna glance at the door to the bathroom, as if worried TJ can hear her curse, even with the shower running. I let out my own sigh. Well, I'm sorry I dragged you here, Jenna. I thought it would be fun is all. Jenna finishes whatever she's doing in the mirror and turns back around to face me.
Hey, it's not the town I came to see. It was you guys.
Yeah, well, you don't seem very happy about that either. Jenna frowns.
If I didn't want to be around you guys, I'd have left by now. I have friends in Peyton that could take me to the bus stop.
I don't say anything, choosing to lean back on the bed and close my eyes, still tired from the fucked up dreams I had last night.
Sorry. I'll stop complaining.
I massage my forehead with one hand. It's still the beginning of the week. We've got time to turn this around.
It's really just Flynn.
I look over at her. Is he coming?
Yep. Leo said he had a talk with him, so...
I mean, Flynn gets over stuff pretty quick. I think it won't be awkward if we don't let it be. Jenna looks at the shower door, the sound of the dryer blowing loudly behind it.
It's not really Flynn that I'm worried about. The things he said to TJ.
I rub my eyes. If it gets to that point, me and Tej will just cut out early and go somewhere else. Maybe Janice's place. I open my eyes to look at Jenna. You going with us? Jenna smirks at me.
I think I have some studying to do.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, what if Flynn has another...
She immediately cuts herself off as the door suddenly cracks open. I see one of TJ's blue eyes looking through the opening. The eye widens and the door quickly closes again. Suddenly it swings back open and the lynx comes striding out in just his pants.
Ow, TJ.
What? Excuse me, Jenna.
Jenna moves over and TJ reaches into one of the drawers to pull out a polo shirt.
Forgot my shirt.
He mumbles before turning back around and hurrying to the bathroom. Jenna, now that you've seen him shirtless, he can no longer get married.
Ah, you have to marry him now.
He's got the cute little, like, tight, crop cross over the over his broad shoulders thing going.
Yep.
I catch a glimpse of the inside of his ears, which are bright red. The door snaps shut again.
Why did he notice that?
It's just something Chase does.
Ah,
We both stare at the door a while before Jenna speaks up again.
If Flynn can keep his mouth shut until the end of the week, then we might just be able to get through this.
I stare out the window as we roll down the dusty streets of Echo. Honestly, it doesn't look much worse off than how I left it. The roads might be a little worse, but I assume that's because they haven't done any maintenance since winter.
Wait, okay, in Arizona, you don't really have issues with the roads. They just kind of last. I mean, there's no there's no winter for you freeze the water and blow them apart.
True. But
I mean,
the
so,
thing is, it would probably be under the heat of the sun that would really fuck them up.
Well, okay, so my cousins who live in Arizona came to visit us, and they're like, "What's all the black lines on the road? Do they paint the roads?" Like, no, it's to hold them together because of the winter.
But don't forget, this town actually doesn't have paved roads, so...
Oh, okay, totally different.
Yeah, it's dirt roads
Yeah.
and gravel
Yeah.
roads, so...
I was gonna
hey,
say.
at least they're not brick roads.
Yeah.
Hey, my hometown has a brick
Yellow
road.
brick
It's
roads?
wonderful. It goes...
It is kind of fun to drive on brick roads. You get that the entire time you're driving.
Yep.
Also, semis should absolutely not go down the brick road,
Oh,
ever.
That's awful.
They'll sink. It was made by prisoners.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, my favorite.
There you go.
Alright, Flynn, you're up.
I'm regretting not letting him know we're coming. You know, you'll be lucky if he gets his ass out of bed.
We'll call him then. We'll call him then.
And what if he
I
doesn't
thought his
answer?
name was Flynn.
Leo doesn't say anything, instead focusing back on the road. TJ fills the silence after a while.
Well, I don't think it's too weird. It's just like we're hanging out again. Nothing wrong with that.
Sure, but making it about Carl is just weird. Maybe if his birthday was next week, 2 weeks tops.
Oh, hush, Flynn. It'll just be like we're hanging out. You acting weird about it isn't going to help anything.
The car starts slowing down, and I snap out of my daydreaming to look up, knowing that we definitely aren't at Carl's house yet. That's when I see a round canine figure standing further up on the side of the road. She's standing in the dirt that separates the road and the field in front of a broken, rusted barbed wire fence.
I think that's Janice.
I look over at Leo, and he seems concerned. His brows furrowed as he carefully steers the car right up next to the coyote. I can see why. She's crouched over, elbows on her knees, staring at the ground.
Roll down your window, Chase.
I do as he says, struggling a little with the old crank handle.
Hell's she doing out here?
We come to a stop next to the coyote, kicking up some dust.
I don't know. Hey!
Leo leans over me and smiles at Janice, who's still looking at the ground.
Everything all...
Leo's voice cuts off in a weird choking sound. I look at him, confused, then look back out at the window, and I can't help myself but I gasp. It was hard to tell from the angle and all the dust kicked up by the van, but now I can see that Janice has her pants down around her thighs. I can also see everything. I sit back quickly and avert my eyes, looking out the windshield instead.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. Leo, keep going.
Jenna whispers it, her voice strained.
Oh. Sorry,
Leo stops talking, and I chance a glance out the window again. Janice is looking back at us now, and she's smiling. It's a weird smile because it isn't touching her eyes. It's unnerving. Leo stares back. Leo, go. I hiss out the side of my mouth, staring out the windshield again. He seems reluctant to, though, looking concerned.
Janice, do you need some help?
His tone is one that you might use on a toddler or a crazy person. I don't hear her say anything, except maybe make a grunt. Leo bravely keeps trying, though.
We can give you a ride.
Leo stops talking in time for me to hear a pattering sound. It's a sound I recognize well from back when I would take a piss on the dirt roads of Echo when no one was around. The van lurches forward, then resumes a smoother acceleration back onto the empty road.
Holy shit, what the fuck was that?
I don't...
Leo's frowning, looking as confused as I've ever seen him.
Should I go back?
No!
I look back and see TJ covering his face.
Maybe. She could be having some kind of psychotic episode.
Or maybe she just had to piss.
I don't think so. Did you see the way she looked at me?
She was probably just on something. Isn't everyone?
No, she doesn't do stuff like that.
Well, maybe she does. You never know with people. Again, Leo doesn't say anything, and neither does anyone else. I glance back at TJ, who's sitting in the very back seat with Jenna. He's got his ears down, looking into his lap where he's fidgeting with his hands. I know he's probably thinking the same thing I am, which is that we're supposed to help Janice with her spring cleaning or whatever. I want to ask him about it, but the dead silent van is making me feel like now isn't the best time.
Fucking told you.
Leo stabs the doorbell again, frustration etched across his face. Can you please keep the cursing down just a little bit? I can't help but notice TJ wince at every F-bomb.
Aw.
He's been keeping his distance from Flynn, always standing on the opposite side of our little group. I shift the bag I'm carrying around in my hands, trying to look through the frosted glass on the sides of the door. Maybe he's getting high?
You should still be able to hear.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to? TJ holds up his phone.
He's not answering his phone either.
Leo knocks on the door hard, his bicep bulging.
Well, I guess breaking the door might get us inside.
Leo stands back, paws on his waist as he takes a deep breath. He's determined. And I guess he should be, considering he set all this up.
We should have just told him to meet us at the diner or something.
DJ.
Oh, sorry, I was just, making some gnocchi over here. Yeah, do they lock their windows?
Is it good?
What?
Well, yeah, TJ wants to know, is the gnocchi good?
I mean,
This
as
is
far as
very important narrative information.
It's very important. I need to know.
we assume it will be very good. You haven't eaten it yet?
Well, we've had the sauce and we've had gnocchi, so
Yes. So we assume that it will probably be very yummy.
I'll go in and add some flour to the sauce. To think.
Yeah, I already said mine.
I know, I'm just messing around.
Okay.
Leo growls.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no,
You have another
Leo's
one?
gonna need to be here. We can pause for a moment.
Here, DJ.
It's not like we're breaking in. We're having a surprise party that we invite ourselves into and showed up randomly without permission. But we're not breaking the house.
Officer, this
I'm
isn't
just
breaking and
trying-
entering. This is
It's
just
a
me holding a
very
party.
subtle difference.
This
It's a
isn't
surprise
breaking and entering.
party.
This
Yeah.
is getting into my ex-boyfriend's pants.
Oh,
Okay?
I'm not involved with them.
Like
This is
I'm
100% kosher. We bumped into each other on the street. It's fine.
Officer, I'll plead
100%
guilty if you give him the
kosher
death
friendship.
sentence. TJ's ears pin back, a frown on his face. The wolf puts a paw onto his forehead, closing his eyes.
Sorry, but I think he's just asleep, and it shouldn't be too hard to just get in there and wake him up.
I look over at the side of the house and see a window well. I point at it. What about that?
Too small.
I could probably fit.
She hops off the front porch and crouches down next to the window, pushing at it.
Wait, there's a security sticker here.
Well, you gotta arm it first, and Carl's such a lazy ass, I know he didn't. Besides, if we set it off, we can just run. It's not like they'll show up anytime soon.
Ah, yes, because no one's ever tried that before.
Perfectly legal.
Jenna hesitates and then pushes at the window again, but it doesn't budge.
Locked.
Let's try the one above it.
That's too high.
I'll boost you up.
Oh, if only we had any bird friends, lol.
If only we
No,
had
that's
people
Kingston.
who could fly.
I don't think there are bird
SMH.
people.
Oh, it's like Zootopia!
Thinking.
Bird
I
people
was like,
don't exist.
I was like,
Because it would be
What?
too hard to define an animation style like that did everything.
I think this is going a little too far.
Leo ignores him.
I want to get into my ex-boyfriend's pants.
I mean, at least he's remembering that it's X now.
Central to that? Throwing
TJ,
this
you are
part-
not helping the cause.
Look, some people are just too desperate, okay? This guy might be one of those.
He's sad, is what it boils down to. We've had this conversation.
Yes.
Ah,
He,
of course.
he's
We-
actually
yeah.
sweet, but he presents it in a lot of really not sweet ways, basically.
Blake, just for your understanding, DJ and I have had multi-hour conversations that the others have had to sit through. We are not going to go into this conversation again.
Yeah.
Leo ignores him and stands next to the window before making a platform for Jenna's foot with his paws. Stunning herself with her paws against the wall of the house, Leo easily lifts Jenna, and she manages to grab the ledge.
Fucking hell. This is so stupid.
Oh, you forgot one of the fuck words.
Oh. Fucking hell. This is so fucking stupid.
There you go. You gotta use all the fuck words.
Yeah. If
You
don't
have to
use
be
them, you're gonna
accurate
lose them.
to the original creative vision.
I gotta fucking swear as much as fucking possible. That's what it is.
Yes.
That's that is,
If you're not
that is
willing to
Flynn.
respect the original vision, then what are you even doing here?
Flynn mutters next to me, but I ignore him. Jenna pushes against the window and it glides open easily.
Yes! Now I'm going to boost you all the way up. Hold on.
Careful.
And just like there's some kind of cheerleading duo, Leo shoves Jenna all the way up with one paw, and she disappears through the window. Leo then
I love
whispers
that
yeet
image.
under his breath.
Yeah. I do love that image of like, 1, 2, 3, go team!
1, 2, 3, getting into my ex-boyfriend's pants!
Go team, get into my ex-boyfriend's
Yay!
pants!
Her bush tail is the last thing we see, until she pokes her head back through.
Kitchen. I fell in the sink. Oh.
Oh shit! Speaking of the kitchen. Great. Now unlock the door.
A necessary sacrifice for Leo. She disappears again, and we make our way back to the front door.
Leo, you're fucking crazy.
Now remember, you don't have to say all the words here if you don't want
If
to.
you
We can
don't
bleep
shut your
some-
fucking mouth, Flynn, I'll kick you right in the badge. Sound good?
Okay, you chose to say all the words.
I mean, again, we gotta
How I
be true to the
feel
creative
about
vision.
that.
How innocent do you guys think I am?
Okay,
No, it's
DJ?
not that you're innocent. It's just, I don't know.
No, I'm gonna say it. DJ, you're the TJ of our group.
Yeah, you are.
I
However,
used to say
you're-
weirdly sexual things on a regular basis now.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you don't.
But you're also a teacher of like children, so I
Of
think that
first
makes
graders,
it worse.
no less.
You gotta
I
let
will
it
have
out
you know,
somewhere, and if you
all of
can't
your
let it out
elementary
in the
school
school
teachers
setting, then
are all...
you gotta let it out at home.
Yes, I will have you know, all of your elementary school teachers are all crazy individuals that drink and party and smoke pot on a pretty regular
I
basis.
swear to
Well, I
God, though,
guess
you
they
better
would
not be.
have to.
You better not be talking about sex in school, because if my little Timothy hears anything about a penis or a vagina, then I'm going to sue.
I mean, let's be clear, I teach first grade. That would be kind of problematic.
It kind of would. Only kind of, but yeah.
If Timmy ever learns about a penis and has children with it, my God, heads will roll.
I'm pretty sure, like, most, if not all of the first graders in my school started saying dick around first grade.
What? Oh my
Yeah.
lord!
Public
Hey.
schooling in the not great area.
I did.
I mean, I was using the middle finger when I was in 3rd grade, so I guess that kind of checks out.
I think I got detention once because I used a middle finger.
Yeah,
Man.
Not sure rather mad or proud.
I think around 3rd grade, there were some folks that were like teaching me how to swear more.
Aww.
Once it hit like
cute.
2nd, 3rd grade, people would like actually start using swears, and they're like, "Hey, I got this new word I learned. It's fuck." And they're like, "Whoa, what is that?" I don't know what it means, but it's
Wait.
really bad.
Yep, this is
That's
true. This is true.
I have one last thing to share about that as well. When I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, my mom was actually preventing me from watching Cartoon Network because Ed, Edd, and Eddy used the word idiot. But I was learning the word like bitch in school.
Yup.
Well, she didn't have to know that.
It's like, it's like, I'm pretty sure friends taught me like the word ass, and they made me shout it.
My God, I thought I was adorable.
Alright, Flynn, whenever you're ready.
Jesus, calm your...
Leo turns on him, one foot in front of the other. Flynn shuts up as Leo is prepared to kick. TJ's eyes are wide, even though he's staring down at the steps. I want to put my arm around him. Finally, we hear the door rattling and it opens.
Called his name, but he didn't answer.
Well, he's gotta be here. It's not like he can go anywhere, or would want to.
Or would he?
Carl's house is as massive and immaculate as I remember it. It is a mansion, after all. Well, maybe less immaculate than I remember. There are a few wrappers and pizza boxes on the marble counter. I assume that's because
God,
Carl's
that's
parents aren't here to tell him not to be a
Where's the
slob.
butler?
What was that?
Where's the butler?
Oh, he's been let go. I assume that's because Carl's parents aren't here to tell him not to be a slob. Flynn immediately heads up the stairs.
Yo, Carl!
I set the bag down on the table, and TJ sets the cake there too. I look over at him. You alright?
I'm good. Why?
Just asking. So... I rub the back of my head, trying to think of how to bring it up.
What is it?
Janice.
Oh, yeah.
TJ mirrors my pose, rubbing behind his own head.
I'm actually really worried about her.
I mean, should we still go? TJ looks at me surprised.
Of course, especially now. We need to make sure she's okay.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should. It's not like we're in a horror story or something.
Oh, not at all. No, I don't hear the police outside. There's actually, I do hear police sirens in the distance.
Right.
Just check. Is that just the radio?
That's just a radio.
I actually don't feel like we need to do that at all, considering she's probably just really, really high. I was going to suggest that we could at least postpone the visit until tomorrow so she had time to come down. but TJ's shock at my suggestion has me holding my tongue for now.
Chase, you check in the back. TJ, downstairs. Oh no, don't go downstairs, TJ.
Go downstairs, TJ. Join the plot.
Okay.
Become relevant to the greater narrative.
Leo barks at us before hustling past towards the hallway. We both look at each other before I shrug and head for the back door. I stare out the glass window of the door for a while, wondering why Carl would even be out there. The old place set with the swings is gone, and so is the treehouse that used to be in one of the two trees. The branch near the base of the tree that we used as a step has been cut away too. Carl and I used to play in that treehouse all the time when we were younger. I open the door and step out onto the concrete steps. I feel a pang of sadness seeing it gone. I had a lot of memories up there. I can remember the day when we started building it. I mean, Carl's dad had built the base of it, but left the rest of it up to us. Duke, the old weasel, had a pile of random junk in his backyard, and he gave us permission to take it as long as we cleaned it all up. I told TJ that if we cleaned up the pile, my dad would take us to the movies that night. We pretended to help clean up, even though we were just taking what we wanted for the treehouse. We hauled it away in a wagon, telling TJ that we were going to take it to the corner for recycling or something, and that he should just keep going. Of course, we didn't go back. I don't know why I thought we'd get away with that. Apparently, TJ was there for 3 more hours before Duke came out and found out what had happened. I was grounded for the longest I had ever been. I cringe and close my eyes, face getting hot at the memory of being forced to apologize to TJ. Fucking asshole. I mumble it to myself. We were especially cruel to TJ those couple of years. It was probably because of the age difference. Me and Carl had been 10, TJ was 8. For some reason, 2 years feels like 2 decades when you're that old.
Mm-hmm.
Still, there really isn't an excuse for how shitty I was to him. Even after that happened, we never let him up into the treehouse. I was a real shitty kid, but I know TJ doesn't hold it against me.
Yes, I
You
do.
think?
Yes, I do.
It's all part of his master plan.
That's when I feel the knife in my kidney. I turn around and see TJ staring at me, eyes unblinking. Still,
He's a cat, so he can hold his eyes open extra long.
Still, the idea of taking advantage of TJ's trusting nature is just so terrible. I sigh, giving the rest of the yard a cursory glance, even though I know Carl's not out here. I'm a little worried, but I'm sure there's some sort of explanation for where he's gone. I turn back around, deciding to help with the search inside. That's when I see a flash of a fat orange and gray tail disappearing down the downstairs steps. Fat orange and gray tail? What was that? I'm trying to remember if that's a character I remember. Oh well. I blink. Jenna walks past.
I'm gonna go look in the garage. I don't think he's even in the house, though.
Okay. As Jenna heads for the garage door, I head for the stairs. The cool air wafting up from the dark hallway out ahead of me is a marked contrast to the heat from outside. I fan out my shirt a bit as I look at the multiple doors lining the hallway. The only one open is at the end of the hall, though, and I can hear a low voice coming from it. It's Flynn's for sure. As I pad up to the opening, I can start to make out what he's saying.
But I just wanted you to know that I'm not mad at you, okay?
I don't hear a response as I stand just outside the door. From here, all I can see is a few cardboard boxes and a neatly made bed that probably hasn't been touched in years. A guest storage room?
Guest storage is where you keep the guests when you're not using them.
Come on, man. I'm trying. I was mad yesterday, and I shouldn't have fucking said that.
Flynn's voice comes from further into the room, on my left. I grit my teeth, wavering between going in or just hoping for the best and letting it play out.
I need to go.
was just trying to figure it out.
Don't.
I hear some rustling in the room, and that's when I realize I have to step in. I hold onto the doorframe as I poke my head in. Flynn has TJ backed up against what looks like a door to the closet. TJ's cowering in the corner, while Flynn has a hand on the Link's shoulders, grabbing onto the fabric of his shirt. TJ's ears are pinned flat against his head, and he's looking up at Flynn with a grimace. Then his eyes flick to mine, and he notices me.
Let me talk for a sec.
Flynn notices TJ staring over his shoulder, and he jerks his head in my direction. The second he sees me, his hand drops away from TJ's shoulder. We stare at each other for a few seconds, and I swallow loudly. You guys find Carl? My question
That's what's
sounds
going on here.
My question sounds all the more stupid in the dead silence that follows. Flynn's gaze drifts to the wall over TJ's head, where he stares coldly for a few seconds, his jaw working furiously. Bless you.
Bless.
Thank you.
I start to worry he's summoning up another one of his tantrums. Instead, after about 5 seconds, he turns on his heels and stalks out of the room. I have to move out of the way as he brushes past me. When I look back into the room, TJ's already moved to stand in front of a mirror on the wall. He straightens out his shirt.
Of them all?
What was that?
Who's the fairest of them all?
It is TJ, of course. Hooray for TJ! Woo! He straightens out his shirt, then vigorously combs the fur on his face. He does a weird back and forth on his cheek ruffs with one of his hands, even though they look fine to me. TJ? TJ snaps his head in my direction, one of his ears twitching. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
TJ says it fast and loud, giving his shirt one last hug.
Let's keep looking for Carl.
He makes a point of looking around the room.
I don't think he's here.
As he moves past me to leave the room, I grab his arm. He jumps and looks back at me, eyes wide. I quickly let him go, realizing just how closely I'm mimicking Flynn, what Flynn had done just a minute ago. Do you want to talk?
No.
I blink in surprise.
No, I don't want to talk about it. Sorry.
His ears are down again, and he's looking at the floor.
Let's just keep looking.
He turns away again, but I feel like I should say something more. I want to make him feel better. Get him away from Flynn. Do you want to go for a walk or something? TJ turns back around to stare at me questioningly. I mean, to keep looking for Carl. He's not in the house, so maybe he's gone out somewhere around town. TJ nods in understanding, the distressed look melting off his face.
Oh, that could be a good idea. We should tell Leo.
I feel a surge of relief at having been able to distract TJ, and now I want to keep that going.
And now I'm headed out.
Have a good night.
Night.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Luckily, we don't see Flynn on the way out. A distracted and furious Leo quickly waves us off as he continues to search in the ground floor bedrooms.
Probably got high and passed out somewhere.
He mutters absentmindedly as we head out the door. I immediately realize what a bad idea it is when I step out into the sun. TJ, on the other hand, brightens up the second we step out of the mansion. That, at least, makes me feel a little bit better. We walk in silence for a few minutes, looking at the rolling hills and mountains, cactus and sagebrush. It's one of those days when I'm not sure if the heat is worse coming from the sun above me or from the baking black asphalt under my feet. Okay, that's strange because they said dirt roads. Now it's black asphalt.
They changed their minds.
How is school going for you?
I blink out of my burning alive trance and try to focus on the question. Oh, it's okay. Just kind of tedious, you know? At the same time, I feel a pang of panic realizing how much work still needs to be done on my project. I'm able to convince
That's the
myself.
life.
Yeah, he has a midterm project that he was supposed to do, and it's due at the end of spring break. And this is Wednesday in that spring break,
Oh no.
with nothing done so far.
Oh
I mean, he took pictures of
no.
some shit, didn't he?
Okay, he did take a photo. He took a shot of a sunset, and he got a shot of the overhead of town when they went to the amusement park. But that's it.
And the canyon.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did the canyon. I'm able to convince myself that I still have half the week. I'll figure something out. What about you?
It's great.
Athletic training, right?
Yep.
So what exactly do you do? Train people for sports? TJ laughs.
Well, it's more to do with injuries. Recognizing them, preventing them, treating them if I can.
I didn't know that's what you do. So, are you like a doctor or something? He laughs again, but like always, TJ's able to do it in a way that he's not laughing at you.
Definitely not. That would be really hard. I guess you could say an athletic trainer is a healthcare professional.
Cool.
So a doctor.
I try to keep from panting. I thought you would have been more into like coaching or something. You like sports. Sportsball, right? TJ shakes his head.
No, I'd be terrible at that. I can't yell at people all day. Is there even a degree for coaching?
I think most people that want to coach just get a teaching degree in history so they can teach.
Woof.
Is this verifiable by facts?
I mean,
I know in my own high school, one of the coaches was the history teacher.
Actually, yeah, same in my high school. Actually,
A surprising amount.
that's really weird. Is
I
there a
think,
connection between doing sports and doing history?
I mean, like, most history teachers I knew were excellent history teachers, even if they were coaches. I think it's just, history is the, okay, I say this as I say this just about to be super sexist statement as an educator. Education generally self-selects for females, and
Well, until you get to a certain level.
until you get to a certain level. History is the more quote-unquote male profession, so to speak, like the dudes kind of like sitting around smoking cigars watching the History Channel kind of thing.
Wait, DJ, you're forgetting one thing?
Uh-huh.
Aliens.
I mean, obviously.
This is true. Aliens are behind everything.
Obviously. But, so I think there's that involved. And also, I mean, I don't know, in my high school, they actually were, the PE teachers. I'm sorry. I just felt the need to defend history teachers and coaches simultaneously.
It's okay.
I mean, hey, it's not like anyone was saying any snuff about the history teachers and the coaches. At least I don't think. Maybe they were. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, one of my favorite history teachers was actually was one of the coaches, and he was one of the ones that I never had to do PE with. PE teachers are the worst for my own personal experience, though there are good ones. Just I haven't had many good experience with them. But coaches tended to not teach PE, weirdly enough.
Oh, see, in my school they did.
Well, yeah, because they're too busy coaching an actual sports team.
Or
they
being
don't
the
have
highest.
time to teach. They're busy teaching a specific group of people to give themselves concussions for the good of the team.
You will hand your soul and all your time over to your dear new lord, Basketball-chan.
John Madden demands blood sacrifices.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. No, we definitely, I was gonna say, we definitely had a number, I would say, not necessarily all the history teachers we had were coaches, but a good chunk of the male teachers we had were coaches. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them were coaches. And so that was something that I had picked up on. It's And I mean, and from what I could tell, like, they seem to be able to teach fine. And in fact, one of them I had for geometry, and like, he was pretty fun to have. But yeah, it's just like,
See, where you guys have made the mistake here is all of you guys joined academia, right? When all you had to do was become a football coach and become higher paid by the universities that hire you guys than any of you guys will ever get paid.
except we don't really know much about football.
Oh man, career
Wait.
opportunities, guys.
You're
And
talking
also,
about
I
soccer,
don't have
right?
the lungs for yelling at people.
Actually, and that's the other thing. So I think the best coaches are the ones who are just like, hey man, what'd you do wrong at that play right there?
I mean, yeah,
No,
ideally,
even better yet,
but
they're the ones that like look at you and go, "So what did you think you did wrong there?"
Yeah, I do that to my
if
kids.
you were
Actually, I do that to my
judge
first
your
graders.
own ability to play football, what are you fucking up? Tell me, personally.
Yeah, but no, like a good coach doesn't scream at you and go, "What are you even thinking, man? Come on, this is war!" They're like,
Oh
"Hey,
yeah,
dude,
absolutely. But,
what'd you do? Like, come on. You know what you should have done in this play, right? Okay, so let's get back and do that next play. Break."
Now,
And then you
Timmy,
bench it, and it
Timmy,
still sucks.
I have something to tell you. You really blew it out there. You lost me 20 fucking bucks, Timmy. Do not make me have to put you on the bench.
There is that level though. Like there's like support yet also high stakes if you're good at it. I don't know. I'm not a football coach.
We should probably get back to
I'm
the
not a
plot.
football coach either.
Yeah.
I've not played football. I've not watched football. I'm like the least football human being you could ever meet in your life. Like if I did anything even remotely related to football, I'd be a completely different person.
I make air quotes. At a high school, while also coaching, they teach to coach.
Oh yeah, that's how it was at our school.
I step on a
It's the same with everyone.
I step on a particularly sharp rock and bite my lip to keep from yelping.
I really just wanted to do something involving athletics.
Do you like it? The whole athletic training thing?
Yeah, well, it is my first year, so who knows, but I think it'll do. I think I do. It'll do. It'll do.
It'll do,
That'll
pig.
do, pig.
That's
That'll
my
do.
favorite Legend of Zelda like.
So, you just like helping people?
That, and I just like sports.
TJ's quiet for a second.
It sounds silly, but it seems to make life seem more simple.
Sports?
Yeah, or exercising. There's a goal and something in your way like the other team, or a big hill.
TJ kicks a pebble up from the ground and catches it with the top of his foot before launching it down the road.
And your only job is to get around that to get to your goal.
The lynx laughs.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
I think it does. I'm kinda like that with
Amen.
video games, I guess.
I can see that.
I try to kick a pebble up on the top of my foot like TJ did, but I end up kicking it off to the side of the road. How did you do that?
No, you just got lucky that time. Usually it doesn't work. I am on the soccer team, though.
I think about how I didn't even bother trying out for my school's swim team for otters. I already knew how mediocre I was.
But I also just like being on the side of a field with all the cheering and lights. It's fun. I get bored. This is where we're opposite. I'm like so bored. I'm like, get me out of here.
Oh my god.
Well, usually I had to be at like every football game in high school because I was part of the marching band. So I was like, I'm bored.
Understandable. Sports are.
That's
I
why-
don't
And I
sport.
couldn't.
That's why
couldn't
choir kids
read
got
it.
to win. We didn't have to go to any of the games.
Wait. There's a football game around the band. There's a football game around the band show.
So, oh yeah, I get it. But I would like to throw out this idea of just like imagine in the middle of like a football game, you just hear like a choir singing like Christmas songs in the middle of the game.
Oh my gosh.
It's all off to this.
No, like I just thought of this honestly. What if it was like bleacher music? You know, like all the like band music, except it's the choir
Yes!
kids with parts.
Yes!
Nice.
I would be so appeased. I would be like, yes, take this from
If ever I
us,
teach in a
please.
high school setting, I'm demanding this.
Oh,
I'm
do it.
Legalize holy preaching in football games.
I'd say I'm just picturing, like, you get the kids to, like, sing in parts, like, I don't remember what it's called, but, like, the one from Star Wars where it's like, ha, ha,
Oh,
ha.
absolutely! Like, between
Yes.
each stab, you'd be like, "Ah!"
This is all sports need to just be this from now on, for the rest
Like-
of time.
This needs to be a thing. I'm gonna go to, like, my local high school and be choir director and be like,
Sign
I have an idea.
petitions.
And,
Make
like-
it happen.
and you know, like, the part where it's like, bum, 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 oh, you have the band join in with them.
Yes!
And then, like, have you ever seen, like, the like, it's called the, like, the suicide trombone thing?
I don't think I've seen
So what it is they blindfold themselves and then, like, they turn their slide trombones left to right and duck under their neighbor's slide trombone, and they have it to such a perfect beat that it works. But can you imagine that? Oh, 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 oh. All right, we're doing this now.
Well, we
I don't
should
know how
also
to
get
make
back
this
to the
happen.
plot.
Yes.
As we continue down the road, we walk past the charred foundations of the old trail. While the brush has mostly grown back, scorched earth and black sage brush skeletons still remain. At that moment, my phone goes off and I pull it out, having to cup my hand over the top so I can see the screen under the bright sun. It's a text from Leo.
Found him.
Hey, they found Carl.
Oh, where?
He didn't say, just that they found him.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I smile as a little ball of tension in my chest that I didn't even know was there dissipates. Great, where was he? I look back over my shoulder at the mansion resting at the base of the mountain, the distance and heat making it hazy. I really don't want to walk all the way back.
Maybe he just took a walk like us and got back.
Maybe. My phone buzzes in my hand as I get another response from Leo.
No party. Carl isn't feeling good.
I frown.
What?
Said Carl isn't feeling good, so there's not going to be a party?
Oh.
TJ looks back at the mansion with me, airing out his shirt with both hands while he does. As much as it sucked for me to be under the sun, it's always worse for TJ with that thick fur. I copy him, airing out my own shirt, starting to feel self-conscious again about my musk.
Who would head back? I hope he's okay.
I think about all the shitty tension going on back there and Grimace. I don't know, maybe we could do something else? TJ appears to think, his hands on his hips. Then his face lights up.
Hey, Janice's house is right down the road. We can get a head start on the work.
Oh. I almost forgotten about that. While I definitely plan to go, I didn't want to go now under this heat. TJ jumps in place like he's warming up for a game.
It'll feel good to do something after sitting around all day.
I stare at TJ, absolutely baffled by his enthusiasm.
What?
I mean, well, first of all, it's work. Second, aren't you worried how she's gonna be when we get there? I stare down the road at the approximate spot where we had seen her just an hour ago. She's not there now, obviously, but the memory still sends a chill up my spine.
Well, I want to make sure that she's okay, too.
I don't know. We should give her at least a few hours to recover? TJ stops bouncing and rubs his arms.
Sorry, if you don't want to, I can just go.
I glare at him. Oh, don't guilt me.
I'm not. I just don't want you to be mad at me.
I stretch, feeling sweat trickling down the sides of my face. We could wait until evening at least.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
The disappointment on TJ's face is so obvious, there's no way he's doing it on purpose. Okay, so what if she opens the door and she's still got her pants down? TJ blanches.
Ace!
I'm just saying, that's what could happen. There's no telling what she's on.
Janice isn't like that.
So maybe she's just having some sort of episode? Everyone's crazy here.
All the more reason to check on her.
I rub my face. Come on.
It's fine, I can just go.
TJ folds his arms and leans in closer.
Or maybe, she just had to pee.
He whispers the last few words like the worst cuss words in the world. I snort and close my eyes. Fine. I wipe the back of my hand across my forehead. But if I have a heat stroke, it's all on you.
Oh gosh, don't say that. If you feel dizzy or sick, you're going inside.
The thought of sitting inside with Janice while I cool down is almost as unbearable as the thought of manual labor.
Man, what a crybaby. I don't know what the content is. For all I know, this is all completely valid, but God, just fucking... that.
Okay, so the thing is, he is an otter, so he needs water a lot. And this is Arizona, one of the hottest places on Earth where the heat is usually, even in like this point, because it's March, should be in like the 80s or 90s, if not the hundreds.
Ow.
Yeah, it gets pretty hot down there.
I do love TJ, though. He's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one of all of them so far who was like, we know Janice. We like Janice. We need to check on her. And
I don't know.
really
I think
cool
she's
that
on drugs, man.
Yeah, like, that really... Like, they know Janice isn't on drugs. They know her too well. Like, it's very cool to see that, like, TJ actually gives a shit.
Well,
That is good to see, indeed.
I think they're worried about her, but it's like, one, it's a super awkward situation.
Mm-mm.
And so there's that. But yeah, it don't...
TJ actually does shit about it.
But yes, TJ does actually do shit about it.
He takes action, which is good. That's a good thing for a human being to do. Or
Lynx.
or a human being is spirit.
There we go.
Still, TJ looks happy. Okay, well, I guess TJ's now talking to his cats.
Sorry!
TJ looks happy. He has a cat around him.
I have a baby. I have 2.
Dear diary, today I had a cat around me. It was a good day.
Still, TJ looks happy, which is worth it, I guess.
Ow, son of a bitch!
TJ, you can't say swear words like that.
Marvel, are you okay? Marvel tried to jump on the desk and fell.
Oh.
Oh, well, is Marble okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay, that's good. I was worried. I was worried we were going to have to call the doctor.
Oh, no. Her cats are always doing stuff like that, but they're always fine.
They're always hurting me, too.
Yeah, it's more likely that we'd be calling a doctor for her rather than her cats.
Yeah, I agree. More likely for me, yes.
I know, but the cat, we need to be sure the cat's okay.
Yeah, she's good. She's a good lady. She's getting pets now.
So who wants to be Janice?
I thought Hannah was...
Yeah, I think I've been
Okay.
Janice in the past, I want to say.
Well, I gotta say, I didn't expect you two down here this early.
Also, welcome Matt.
Hello, Matt.
I feel like a zombie.
It's all good.
So
Wrong type of Corgi.
I got a theory. Remember, like the last 2 weeks, I've been the zombie. Now it's Matt's turn.
So he handed that off to you after this.
I did. I'm like, here, take my tired.
Don't worry.
So the zombie virus, when one person loses it, it just goes to a different host.
Don't worry. I only got 5 hours sleep last night.
Hey, I got 4.5.
I got like 10 or more.
Sometimes I wonder how you function, Alan.
I don't.
Really?
I'm
don't
weird.
know it.
There are times where basically I'll be perfectly fine on little sleep, and there will be times where like I get a lot of sleep and I'm completely zonked out still. I just ebb and flow.
I mean, To be fair, I'm sure that's a lot of people.
We followed the old coyote around the side of the house, weaving through sagebrush and tumbleweeds.
It's a bit hot right now, but if you're feeling up to it,
Yeah, we just didn't have much else to do today.
I could have been having cake right now. Janice, as far as I can tell, has been acting completely normal. I at least expected her to be embarrassed, knowing what she'd done in front of us. Assuming she remembered it at all. I'm fine with not ever bringing it up again, though, and I'm sure TJ feels the same way. Once we reach the back of Janice's house, I'm amazed to see a pile of tumbleweeds, maybe 10 feet high against the house. The pile sticks out another 5 feet from the wall. Whoa. Janice puts her hands on her hips, looking at the mess.
whoa is right. Been a few years since I got around to doing this. Can't see out the back window anymore.
That happens. Some people just don't do spring cleaning until it's spring of the next presidency.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not sure I've ever done a spring cleaning. I just do cleaning occasionally when the time calls for it.
Janice chuckles. TJ claps his hands and smiles.
This won't be hard at all.
I feel like he's saying that for my sake. It's so hot, I just want to lay down and die right here in the dirt.
I just want to die anywhere.
No, I don't want to die anywhere else. I want to die here. Now.
Oh, okay.
Come and get me.
Anywhere. Maybe here.
Grim Reaper.
Should be pretty quick. That's why I got another job.
The corner of my eye twitches. Janice turns to point towards her backyard. Or at least what would be her backyard if there was a fence or something to separate it from the wilderness beyond.
All the wilderness beyond is her backyard.
Yeah. See that pile of wood there?
She indicates what is indeed a pile of old, crumbling wood.
Used to be a shed there. Been there for God knows how long. You boys mind salvaging the good bits for firewood?
Janice turns back to the small shack-like abode that is her house.
You can pile it up against the side of the house.
I give TJ the dirtiest look I can while he helplessly tries to keep a smile on for Janice. She shields her eyes against the sun.
Wow, it's a real scorcher today. I'll have lemonade made in a few.
And with that, Janice heads back around the house, her heavy footsteps crunching through the brush. We're quiet for a few minutes, both staring at the pile of tumbleweeds.
He seems okay.
I crouch in the dirt, putting my head in my hands.
I think she just had an embarrassing moment and acted awkward about it. I do it all the time.
I don't say anything because I don't like the idea of TJ peeing in the middle of the streets.
Why? Case, are you okay?
I shake my head silently.
It's not that bad. We can do this.
I sigh, deciding whether or not I'm going to actually leave TJ, then come back when it's not so hot.
Hey.
That's when I hear running water. I look up and see a grinning TJ standing at the corner of the house, holding up a green hose. Water trickles out of the metal-capped end.
So, I forgot about you and water. Remember, every 15 minutes at least.
Despite my bad mood, I can't help but smile a little at his continued enthusiasm. I stand up and walk over to the hose, taking it from TJ and letting the icy water run over my head, while he looks on approvingly. I have to keep myself from moaning about how good it feels. That's a little strange, but I guess that's a thing.
I mean, I do that when I get a really good massage.
You ever just have some nice water after a hot day and in the depths of hell?
Well, I lived in Texas while I was in elementary school, and I know how hot it can get around there. I just don't understand the moaning.
Well, because it's just nice.
It's just like relieving, yeah.
It's like,
I would
water.
understand sighing, sighing in relief, but moaning?
Yeah.
If I'm tired enough, I moan when I lie down in bed. Like, I'm like, you know, like you have a really long day, right? You're tired. And it's like, lie down, not in bed, but on your couch. Like, when you get home, you're like, ah. And you're like, oh. It's good.
Once I'm done, I look back at the pile of tumbleweeds. So what are we supposed to do with all of these? She didn't tell us where to put them.
Well, we'll just throw them off to the side. The wind will take care of them.
So we set to work. Janice had at least left gloves for us so we didn't have to worry about anything sharp going in through our hands. I still get poked through my shirt or even in the face if I pull one out awkwardly. TJ, I can't help but notice, is a lot faster than I am. He's working at a quick and steady pace, not caring at all when a tumbleweed hits him in the face. I get a few more messages from Leo asking where we are. When I tell him, he doesn't reply. Soon enough, I'm sweating buckets, dark circles forming under my arms and around my neck. 10 minutes in, I have to take off my shirt, letting it hang on a rusty metal outcrop under the window. I notice TJ giving me sidelong glances after I do. I grin at him. What, enjoying the show? TJ jumps.
No!
TJ quickly looks away again, working faster than ever on the tumbleweeds, which are already half gone at this point. I notice he's got the same sweat stain pattern as I did. Hey, you can take off yours too. It feels good. TJ stops and pants for a while, staring at the rest of the tumbleweeds. I mean, might as well do it now. We still have a ton of wood to move after this. He flicks his ears and I see him blushing. Are you embarrassed? Don't you shower naked with all the other dudes at school?
Well, yeah, but...
But what? TJ huffs and finally pulls his shirt off, forcing a smile as he goes to hang it over up next to mine.
Meow, 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 meow.
Nope. Not TJ. Mm-mm.
Fair enough.
Not safe for TJ.
I notice he does it with crossed arms, the way girls do.
They are happy.
What's with you and being all weird about having your shirt off? You were the same way this morning. TJ sighs.
I was trying not to make it weird, but you two were just staring at me when I opened the door.
That is a very fair point.
I laugh and TJ puts his hands on his hips.
Just remember that when we're done, we're going to have to check out our torsos for ticks too.
Oh, yeah. That dampens my spirits. Man, this sucks. TJ pants quietly for a few seconds.
It is a little hot.
So you do admit this was a bad idea?
No, I mean, maybe, but at least we'll have the evening to do something once we're finished, right?
He smiles at me hopefully. That does brighten my mood a little. Want to go to the diner? TJ smiles before bending over towards the tumbleweeds again.
You sure? I was wanting to try the... Ah!
I jump a foot in the air, almost falling into the tumbleweeds.
Go, go, go!
TJ's off like a bullet, running away from the pile in my direction. Confused, I jump out of his way, then follow him around the side of the house as I look at where he'd been standing. I don't see anything, but his reaction is enough to get the fur standing up on the back of my neck. TJ comes to a stop towards the front of the house. What the hell? What happened? I finally catch up to him, panting under the heat. TJ's gasping too, but probably more out of fear.
Tarantula!
Aw.
A reflexive shiver runs up my body, and I wring my hands out. No! I'm suddenly very conscious of everything around me, all the little twigs and branches of sagebrush looking like spiders. Are you sure?
Yes!
TJ's voice is high-pitched and squeaky as he shakes his hands. He's laughing to himself nervously.
I was reaching down for another one, and when I touched it, it moved, and it was a giant freaking spider.
TJ must be really freaked out now because I rarely hear him use that word.
I almost wanted to say fuck. And I was like, no, TJ is gonna say fuck, but I really want to say fuck.
Giant freaking spider. Oh, you must be scared. He said freaking. Aww.
We both stand there for a minute, and TJ looks back towards the back of the house again, biting his lip. There's something a bit off with the way he's acting, though. Maybe a little over-exaggerated? I narrow my eyes. Is this another prank?
No, no.
TJ looks back at me, shakes his head, his eyes wide.
It was right there. It's probably still there now.
Dude, you better not be joking around with me on this. It's gonna make the rest of the day so much worse. He shivers again, but I'm still suspicious. TJ could be a good actor when he wanted.
It was definitely a tarantula.
The front door suddenly opens and Janice pokes her head out.
Oh, my stars. What are these two handsome young men in my yard?
The old coyote comes out, looking us up and down, especially TJ. The lynx notices and grips an arm with one of his hands, as if trying to cover up under her gaze.
Wolf.
Mm-hmm. And what's up with that hollering?
I frown at the old coyote's forwardness. I look at TJ, but he doesn't say anything. TJ says he saw a tarantula. Janice claps a paw to the side of her face.
Well, I'll be darned. A blonde?
Maybe. I've never seen one before.
Well, they're all over around here. You just never see them because they only come out at night.
Janice shields her eyes again.
This time of day is way too hot for them. It was probably a huntsman.
All this talk about spiders is making me want to just walk the fuck back to the motel right now.
It wasn't.
TJ mumbles next to me, but I don't think Janice hears him.
Just want to let you two know that I made some lemonade and I have some cookies in the oven too.
Aw.
TJ forces a smile onto his face.
Oh, thank you, Janice.
She grins at him.
You are just the most adorable thing.
She moves forward to pinch his cheek ruffs, and somehow he manages to stay smiling while she does it.
Okay.
Finally, Janice bustles back inside as I give TJ a long look. He throws his hands up in the air, waving them around like he just don't care.
I'm lying.
I can see him turning red under his fur, so I leave for now. We look around for a while, but we can't find any trace of the spider. Getting back to work is difficult, and I keep jumping at the sight of anything long and spindly. Which, when you're clearing out tumbleweeds, is everything.
Oh dear.
On top of that, I see several smaller spiders, and every time I do, I jump and run a few steps away before I try to shoo them off. Remember, he's got arachnophobia, severe arachnophobia.
Yeah. I know, I
tell.
shouldn't laugh at his fears.
TJ recovers a lot faster, though, and pretty soon he's tossing out tumbleweeds at the same pace he was earlier. This makes me even more suspicious. Anyway, it's not a bad sight. TJ's way more in shape than I am, the tight muscles in his back easily standing out and gliding under the fur as I quickly evaluate my friends.
Ow, ow, ow.
I catch myself staring several times, and I'm pretty sure he does too. Once we're almost finished, I have to straighten up, pushing my hands into my lower back to make a crack.
Or?
A little bit. TJ tosses out one of the last tumbleweeds before walking up to my side.
Does it always hurt?
He puts a hand on my lower back and starts sliding it around. Not really. Just when I'm bending over and stuff. He's quiet for a moment, teasing through the fur on my back. I start to blush, but that's when he applies some pressure to a muscle. I grimace and arch.
Wow, that's stiff.
I hiss and try to writhe away, but he puts a hand on my shoulder to hold me in place. He giggles.
Hold still for a second.
Well, when you're digging in like that...
That's because you're all tensed up. Just relax.
I try to do as he says, even though it's extremely uncomfortable.
So otters are known for having bad backs.
I know. My dad can barely move these days.
That's terrible.
I shrug. He still gets around, just needs pain meds.
Which you don't want to have to rely on.
My shoulder bumps TJ's chest and his long whiskers brush my ear.
It's the short legs and long back.
Rude.
You have to bend over more than most of us. Keep a good posture and lift heavy things with your legs. Knees, Lord.
Your knee legs.
Your legs.
Your negs.
Sorry. Your knees.
Eggs.
Your
Lift your
connects.
eggs.
That's a neggies.
Niggy.
His fingers dance a bit lower before pulling back.
You'll thank yourself 20 years from now when you're not in constant pain. Hi, lady.
I put both
Oh,
my
it's
hands on
fine.
my back, feeling warm and a lot more loose. And really sad that TJ sounds that disappointed to see one of his cats that isn't one of his other cats.
Look, Marvel's my favorite. What was the second favorite?
What the fuck does that mean for Sanji then?
He's the third favorite.
Oh my god.
I have a hierarchy.
Oh,
Look, it's a cat owner thing. You wouldn't understand.
I just feel bad for the not favorite cats.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's
I
no
mean,
one
I
favorite.
do
Like, I
too,
prefer
but it's
them
a cat
over.
owner thing.
Yeah, I prefer my cats over anyone's other cats. My cats are perfect, but I have a hierarchy for them.
Hmm.
You
Hey.
gotta know who you're gonna feed first.
Yeah.
Hey, I actually do feel a little better.
Great.
I'm impressed with how much TJ knows about otters. He probably knows the same about all the other species too.
No. No, just you.
Okay, well that's I guess something.
Did he pull a Leo? I know a lot about otters.
Perfectly normal
Hey, search
friendship.
it. Browser
Look,
history suggests that.
My theory is he's just chase sexual. That's all. He just chase.
Sexual.
So is Leo, actually. So is pretty much everyone in
No,
this
Leo
cast.
is not chase sexual. He is actually just gay. Or homosexual.
I mean,
Like he
yeah,
really
but he's-
wants Chase.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say he's obsessed.
He is obsessed with Chase, but he is actually homosexual. I can
Oh,
tell
yeah,
you
you're
that
saying.
from some of the stuff that I know in the story.
Okay.
You know, you're really smart. TJ ducks his head modestly.
Oh, I'm just repeating what I've learned.
I mean, I forget everything I learned within a week.
Well, that's because you're stupid. I mean, I do too sometimes. Just have to keep studying until it sticks.
TJ looks around.
Actually, I really wish you could lay down somewhere. Then I could give you a real massage.
That would be amazing.
I could give you one tonight when we're back at the motel.
And Jenna can watch.
Hi.
You sure? The thought of has me feeling warm, and not just in my back. We're just gonna leave it there.
Of course. I mean, I did
These
sort of drag you
characters
out
are
here.
very good at making conversations weird, aren't they?
I read my line.
Oh, I didn't hear it because it got drowned out by other people. Sorry.
God damn it. Of course, no, I'll reread it. Of course. I mean, I did sort of drag you out here.
Don't worry about it. It's actually kind of nice. Haven't done work like this in a few years. TJ smiles back at me.
It is, isn't it?
He leans back and stretches, and I had to force myself not to stare at his arcing torso.
Lord Almighty, Chase, calm yourself.
Okay,
Calm
look.
yourself.
Chase
Chase,
is an
keep
otter
it in
because
your
he's
pants.
thirsty.
Christ, Chase, calm down. Save it for your room.
Wait, what?
Chase is an otter because he's thirsty.
Very
He
true.
keeps, like, staring at TJ and be like, I gotta not stop watching his arcing chest. And it's like, then just look somewhere else.
Look away, Chase. Sorry,
I
go
think
ahead.
that's it for the tumbleweeds, though. Oh, you're fine.
I look a little forlornly at the pile of boards. TJ follows my gaze and gives me a sympathetic smile.
Remember, with the knees.
TJ smiles brightly as he marches over to the pile. We find out pretty quickly that while there aren't any tarantulas, the ruins of the shed are infested with spiders.
Oh.
Several of them are black widows.
Okay.
Was that Matt leaving? Okay. When this is done, let Matt know to come back, okay?
Okay.
Because those are actually dangerous compared to blondes, TJ goes in to ask Janice for bug spray. I go back to water myself again with the hose, letting the freezing water run down the sides of my head and off my snout. No, not yet. I'll let you know when they're done.
Okay.
Fucking spiders fucking everywhere. I shiver again. I've been uptight ever since TJ had faked seeing that tarantula. I stand back up, letting the water run down my back and front, sighing at how good it feels. I hear the front door open and shut, and the sound of TJ's footsteps coming around the house. Looking back down at the still running hose in my hand, I smirk. Okay, somebody tell him to come back.
Okay, you can come. Oh. I need to.
Yeah.
TJ did start this little prank war, so I don't feel too bad for what I'm about to do.
Oh no.
I press myself up against the side of the house, making sure there aren't any spiders first. The second I see Link's foot step out from around the corner, I swing the hose up. My original intention had been to wet the front of his pants so it looked like he pissed himself. Unfortunately, he's too far away from the house, and instead he's staring at me while an arch of water falls short of him by a good 3 feet. He's holding stuff, but I don't take the time to see what it is before I press my thumb into the opening of the hose and send the spray straight into TJ's face. TJ gasps just like he fell into ice water and stumbles back, almost tripping. I laugh.
What the heck?
I finally cut the stream of water, revealing a furiously blinking and dripping Lynx. In one hand is a broom, and the other is a plate of what probably used to be cookies. They look kinda mushy now. Aw, crap. TJ drops the broom to examine his plate of cookies. He tips it to the side and lets a stream of murky, crumb-filled water slosh off from the plate.
It smelled so good, too.
I walk over and take the plate from him. Well, the ones on top aren't so bad, just a little soggy. TJ wrinkles his nose.
Just throw them out into the desert. I feel bad if Janice saw.
I pick up a cookie and take a bite. It's a bit soggy on the surface, but it's warm and gooey in the center. Mmm. TJ looks at me in horror.
Taste!
What? This tastes freaking amazing. Quit being so uptight and take a bite. I take another.
Stop! What if that's irrigation water?
That makes me pause for a second, but I shrug. I swallowed water all the time when I swam in the lake. I wonder right after I say that if I shouldn't be mentioning the lake at all around TJ, but he just shakes his head, making his way around me.
If you start throwing up tonight, then we'll know why.
But I'll have you to take care of me, Doctor.
I don't know much about actually being sick.
He watches over me anxiously as I take another bite. Still, it is really good. I point at the broom in the dirt. What's with the broom? TJ bends down to pick it up.
Janice didn't have any bug spray, so she said to brush off the boards with this.
I groan.
I was thinking you could do the brushing and I'll do the lifting since your back is sore.
Oh no.
I groan.
Don't worry, Janice says if we get bit to let her know so she could take us to the hospital.
Comforting.
Yeah, listen, I'm sorry about all this. I didn't know it was gonna be so tough on you.
I swallow guiltily. I'm mostly joking. It's really just how spidery it is that's the worst part.
I'll buy at that diner when we're finished, okay?
I smile at him. I'm not hurting for money at all, but I know it will make TJ feel better if I let him. Alright, that's a deal. It's afternoon at this point. The sun's low enough that Janice's house is casting a shadow across the backyard. Of course, that shadow is a good few feet away from where we're working. I set to work trying to sweep away spiders. The egg sacks. Okay, maybe this... Are you okay with this, Matt?
I don't think he's paying attention.
Okay, good.
Ah.
No,
No,
don't get his attention. Let him be.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, he's got arachnophobia, so we're not gonna force him to hear that. And all the other kinds of bugs, while TJ grabs the big boards and drags them across the yard. I'm pretty bad at it, trying not to yelp while I jerk the end of the broom back and forth like an idiot. TJ tells me several times that I can sit it out, but I'd feel way too guilty if I did. At one point, I almost flick a spider onto TJ that sends him screaming. But several apologies and nervous laughs later, we're back at it. It takes a lot longer than it should, mainly because of all the sweeping I'm doing, but a few hours later, we're down to the last few boards. Most of what's left is rotting, crumbling wood. TJ wipes a hand across his forehead.
Well, I say this is the last one.
I give the board a cursory brush, happy to not see any spiders on this one. Hey, I was thinking, you want to go on another hike tomorrow? We could invite the others to go with us. TJ looks up at me.
You sure? I thought you didn't like it.
Again, I complain a lot. I had fun. TJ smiles.
Well, alright, that'd be awesome.
He's grinning now, and that makes me feel even better.
Alright, let's get this done and we can go to the diner and plan it out.
Sounds like a plan. With that, TJ flips a board and reveals a massive tarantula. 8 beady black eyes reflect the sun, and soon I'm almost blinded by it. They bore into me, and the spider slowly crab like on its legs, so it can face me. My stomach turns and the ground tilts. I feel like I'm falling off the edge of the world. I grab for something, anything, but all there is air around me, and I fall into darkness.
Bob?
I think this is, Janice, maybe?
Okay. Just count when the shoulders are down, alright?
Oh, no, this wasn't Janice.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember what this was. Either way, I know this is probably a flashback, so... I feel like water's rushing through my ears, and I have to widen my stance to keep from falling. Fuck, who is this? I'll just say the line. Are you listening? Huh? Oh, it's TJ!
Yay!
No, it's TJ.
Chase! Chase! There we go.
What? I try to focus on the kid in front of me. Oh, it wasn't TJ.
Me.
Oh, it's
I forgot.
Sydney.
Yeah, I forgot Sydney. This motherfucker. Who's gonna be Sydney?
I don't know. Like, I don't even know what his personality was.
I don't want to reveal it because it's a spoiler.
Oh.
His personality is a spoiler?
Well, considering he's dead in present day, it is.
Oh, he's the dead kid, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I died because...
I
I'm freaking...
I love
bad
his.
swimmer.
Can I just say I love the crossbones on his hat?
That's a little bit of his personality there. I'll let you know that much at least.
I dig his hat. I want it.
Did you die or something, he says, which is funny because he's going to die.
Well, how about
it's
this?
ironic.
How about this
Well,
then?
technically, we're all gonna
DJ,
die.
do you want to be child Sydney?
I mean, if you want me to be. I feel like there's a voice we haven't heard in a while.
Seb?
I guess.
Well,
I
no,
could
actually,
read
there's a scene later in the game where Flynn's going to be interacting with Sydney and everything like that in a flashback, so I think it should be somebody who isn't Flynn.
I mean, I could do Sydney, but I can't. Like I said, I can't really do a high-pitched voice.
You know who
I could
doesn't...
do it for now. I mean,
sure. Actually, we could have Blake be it.
I'm not here consistently, but I doubt he'll be a
Yeah.
super consistent character.
Yeah,
right?
You're saying that?
I couldn't hear you talk.
Oh, it's okay. The other person, it could be Blake. I think Blake would be a good one for now. But if Blake isn't here, I think that the other person that it could be would be Hannah, because I just remembered that Jenna does not show up in the flashbacks a lot.
Okay.
So for now, though, Blake, you want to be Sydney? Give me your best
Sure.
child voice.
Did you die or something?
I don't know. I was just thinking of something else.
Yeah, you're dumb.
You're dumb. Child TJ is still here.
I don't feel good. Lord!
Wow, this is stylistically a shift.
Well, yeah, this is back in like 2002, 2003. So they're very much younger. Toby stands
TJ is
there.
like 8,
Yeah, he's about 7 or 8 at this point.
so he's a second grader.
Toby stands there with his arms around his stomach, his ears down.
Quit being a baby, Toby. Just one more round.
Did that not come through?
It did not.
I don't want...
Go!
Sydney grabs Toby by the shoulders and sticks a leg out from behind his legs. TJ is easily tripped and goes down on his back in the dirt. I get the feeling that the lynx is purposely losing so he can be done with it. Sydney doesn't like that and tries to pull TJ back up before rolling the lynx onto his stomach. He yanks Toby's ears.
Oh.
I step closer. Okay, Sydney wins. I raise a hand and point it at Sydney, just wanting this to stop. Sydney keeps going and grabs his shirt that he'd thrown on the ground earlier and wraps it around Toby's neck. Sydney!
Hardcore rules. It's all legal.
Come on. Toby grabs at his neck, his eyes widen as Sydney leans back, pulling Toby's head back with him.
Jesus Christ.
The lynx's arms flail around, his mouth wide open. I stand there, confused. Is it okay if it's not against the rules? Sydney laughs and leans even further back, looking excited and happy. Toby stares at me with wide, bulging eyes. Stop! I reach forward and grab onto TJ.
Hey, Chase, can you hear me?
TJ's looking down at me with his wide blue eyes. Toby?
What?
I blink up at him, feeling sick. TJ feels my head, then stands up and starts pulling me along the ground. What are you?
Gotta get you inside.
He grunts as he pulls me, and that's when my stomach lurches, and I roll over and vomit up the cookies.
Aww.
Crap.
I can hear TJ starting to panic, so I grab at him. I have to cough and spit several times before I can speak. No, I'm fine. Don't freak out.
No, you're not. Can you stand up?
Yeah, I'm good. I get up on wobbly but stable enough legs. TJ puts an arm around me.
We're calling an ambulance once we get inside.
No, I'm alright.
No, you're not alright. This is serious.
He starts limping me towards the front of the house.
I should have been keeping an eye on you.
TJ's voice cracks and I stop him. Hey, look at me. I'm okay. I look him in the eyes and see tears threatening to spill over. I'm just really hungry, and I stood up too fast. Then I got dizzy. TJ looks back at me, studying my face. Just don't call an ambulance for me. Not yet, at least. I force a laugh. Definitely can't afford that right now. TJ's quiet for a moment, then starts pulling me to the front again.
We're getting you inside at least. I should never had you work under this heat.
I'm just tired. We should go to the motel instead.
Oh, my throat was getting
No, I get you.
inside
I need to
now,
drink some water
just in
myself.
case.
Janice is happy to let us sit on the couch for a while, drinking lemonade. TJ doesn't tell her what happened, but he glances at me every now and then, as if worried I'm going to faceplant off the couch. I feel a little bit dizzy, but otherwise fine. I keep thinking back to that tarantula, but TJ hasn't said anything about it, so I decide not to bring it up yet. Meanwhile, TJ's making awkward conversation with Janice. I lean my head back, hungry and tired.
Mainly it's the wood chopping that'll be the hard part. My back isn't nearly as good as it once was.
But you're not an otter.
Oh yeah, I imagine. Well, she is older.
Mm-hmm. I guess I was hoping I could get just a little more help.
Oh.
If you didn't mind, of course.
I lift my head from the couch to look at TJ.
I got tomorrow off as well, and I'll be free to show you what needs to be done if you're willing.
TJ's stuck with his mouth open, then he smiles.
Of course.
I frown. Janice beams at him.
You're just a little lifesaver, Tobias.
No problem, ma'am.
And so proper, too.
TJ avoids making eye contact with me, a smile plastered on his face all the while. Janice suddenly turns her gaze on me, and I'm forced to wipe the glare off my face.
How are those cookies?
Oh, good. They were good, huh, TJ? TJ, still smiling, just gives a curt nod.
I just want to lie.
Good, good. My secret recipe.
She winks at me, and I feel a little uncomfortable because the smile doesn't touch her eyes. It's a short walk to the diner, and I berate TJ the entire way.
I'm sorry, she just sort of pushed it on me.
You can always say no.
I can't just say no.
Or at least that you had other plans. TJ stays quiet as I push open the door to the diner. I was kind of looking forward to hanging out again. TJ keeps quiet as we sit down, so I give up and lean my head back again, eyes closed. It's quiet for a few minutes before TJ finally speaks up.
How are you feeling?
I rub my eyes gently, a headache now replacing the dizziness that I felt earlier. Tired. My head hurts.
I really shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry.
Stop apologizing, please. It's fine. It wasn't the heat. TJ frowns and sits back, looking out the window at the sunset. Sorry, I'm not mad. I just don't want to see you beat yourself up over it, you know? I don't tell him that his constant fretting and apologizing is grating on my headache.
Well, make sure you try to eat. You might just need energy.
Hey, who just joined?
I don't know.
Well, it must have been somebody who had left it for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't see anyone who wasn't here before.
Oh well. Here's hoping. At that moment, a young stag that I vaguely recognize comes up to our table. It's weird seeing someone so young and fresh in Janice's position. Once he gets to our table, though, his eyes light up. Alright, so this is the side character for this route, Julian. He is honestly a very minor role. He will not be that important in the story. Any volunteers for Julian?
I don't want to talk to myself.
Honestly, yeah, I was about to say that Leo is basically gone for the rest of this route now, so...
What?
He shows up at one point, but he's not going to show up for a lot of this.
Oh.
So you can be Julian.
Nerd. But I'm important.
No, you're not.
It's okay. None of us are important in the end.
TJ sits up suddenly, a big grin spreading across his face.
Julian!
Julian? It's been a while since I've seen him. He's bigger, and so are his antlers. I barely recognize him.
And Chase, too. What in the world are you two doing here?
Visiting? I didn't know you had a job here. That's cool.
Julian grins.
Not really, but it pays some of the bills.
Sorry, I was drinking water and that bit of water was not going down my throat.
Oh, you're good.
At that point, I phase out of the conversation, letting the two of them catch up. TJ had a lot of friends in high school. He had been technically popular. It's a good few minutes before the stag finally takes our orders. Once Julian bustles off to another table, TJ grins at me.
Oh man, it's good to see him again.
Yeah, that's cool. With the stag gone, the awkward silence quickly closes in on us again. I'm too tired to do much about it, though. I lean my head back again, closing my eyes, feeling like I might fall asleep right there.
Oh.
I open them and see TJ looking at me before he quickly looks away again. What? He fiddles with the stack of napkins.
The phone had a lot of notification. You called me Toby earlier.
Did I? But I remember even as I say it.
Yeah.
TJ forces a laugh.
It's been years since you called me that.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking of Toby Fox. Soon, guy who's gonna make Undertale in 6 months. Because this is March of 2015. We're quiet for a moment.
So, why did you call me that?
Like I said, I was thinking of Toby Fox, man who hasn't made Undertale yet, but will soon. I don't know. Guess I was just a little loopy after passing out. I eye him carefully. Do you mind if I call you that?
TJ is fine.
So yes. I study TJ, the way he's sort of hunched in on himself, his ears twitching. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I go back and forth between deciding if I should bring up the whole Flynn incident or not. Despite his best efforts, TJ isn't fooling anyone that he's not bothered by what happened. Of course he would be. Do you want to talk about what happened on Monday? TJ's quiet, and I kick myself. I'm given a little more time to think about what I'm going to say next, as Julian brings our food and strikes up another conversation.
Hey, TJ, it's good to see you. Blah, blah.
Once again, Julian's not important to this plot, so we're not even going to put him on screen. TJ, again, is able to easily slip into a smile and chat away with the stag. The smell of the burger has my mouth watering, and it's incredible when I take a bite. It's striking how easy it is for TJ to put on a smile and act cheerful. It makes me wonder how much of it is actually genuine. I'm almost halfway done with my burger by the time Julian is angrily called back to the kitchen by the cook. TJ goes quiet again and starts plucking at his salad. I swallow and set down the burger, my stomach turning a bit as what I'm planning to say. I was thinking about this before we got here.
About what?
That maybe we could use the time we have here to remember what happened. To find... TJ finally looks at me, and the sadness I see in his eyes makes my heart plummet. Find closure? TJ's quiet, staring at his salad. I don't know, man. I just know how bad it is for you. Still, and I just want to figure out how we can... I search for the right words. Be at peace with it. TJ's still quiet. I don't know, man. I finally say and slump into my booth, feeling like I ruined the evening.
How would we do that?
His tone is shaky, but genuinely curious. I don't know. Talk about it? Talk about it with the others? Not Flynn, just the others. TJ looks out the window again. Maybe we could even go to the lake. Talk about it there. I don't know. I almost choke on the word lake, still worried about saying it in front of TJ.
Maybe.
Maybe? TJ sighs and finally looks at me with a small smile.
Maybe, but right now I just want to hang out with you and have a good time, okay?
Okay.
Oh, stop being so angry. It's making me sad.
I pick up my burger, my stomach loosening up enough that I feel I can eat again. Sorry. I was just looking forward to...
And stop apologizing.
He says it with a smirk, then almost immediately frowns.
I mean, sorry, that was rude.
I laugh at him, and he smiles back. I
Oh,
take another
TJ.
bite and look out the window.
Well, what goofers, am I right?
I feel a lot better now, and now I'm pretty sure I only passed out because I didn't have any food in me. By the way, did you ever see that tarantula again after the first time you saw it? TJ shudders.
Ugh, no, thank goodness.
I look out the window at the brilliant sunset. Ah, that's good.
Very good.
Tuesdays with TJ.
He tries to walk away from me, but I kick him in his lower back, and he goes stumbling forward onto his knees.
This isn't TJ.
Duh. Oh, is
That's
it Sydney?
He stays there, not bothering to move at all. I glare at the back of his head, breathing hard. How does it feel when it's happening to you? My voice shakes as I yell at him. I'm not used to doing something like this. It felt so gross. But at the same time, I feel like I'm finally teaching him a lesson. He's had
Don't
this
drown in
coming
the
for
lake,
so
kid.
long. Why are you so mean to him? He doesn't answer. Instead, slowly getting up onto his feet, wiping his face with the back of his hand. I told him to come out here to make one of his treasure hunts, just so I could confront him like this. It's not going how I thought it would, though. He's just standing there, not saying anything. Finally, he starts to walk away again, shoulders slumped, ears and tail down. I feel another burst of anger following him. I quickly overtake his slow pace and shove him as hard as I can in the back. His head snaps back before he falls flat on his stomach on the ground. He stays there for a long, long time while I stare at him. I can't remember what happened after that.
Well, I've decided that time that I needed to pet him, so he petted me real quick. He's like, paw. He's like, pets.
Well, it's Thursday, so it's petting whoop day.
Whoop day. Petting the wall. It's always pet whoop
It's
day.
Tuesday outside, though.
Alright,
No,
I think
well,
I
we're
think
gonna
we'll
knock
definitely
it.
call this here. So
Yeah,
say
it's
goodbye,
fine.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I almost
Have a
was
good
gonna
night.
call it like I was TJ. Go bye.
Yo, that was a 1 hour and 43 minute recording.